basic rules and regulations,
Good.
and a bit about the tradition.
Yes, okay. A few words. Can you hear me like this? Can you hear me? Okay. I can bring it a little closer. Yeah. No, we have the same problem at Amaravati in England. Quite a lot of time to adjusting the microphones and so that everybody can hear at some point. So, I just want to say I'm really happy to be here with all of you. I don't know any of you, but never mind. We all, in a way, we share something very profound. This interest in walking the path as traced by the Buddha. So this is something that is a great common bond, link between all of us. So this is like a family. The bond of those who seek the end of unnecessary suffering. Right? So I have to say the orientation meetings at Amaravati is slightly different. It happens in the kitchen usually, dining room, and it's about the cooks and the managers of the retreat center who talk. But I'm very happy to be here and to be part of this meeting because you probably have some questions. You may never have met a Buddhist nun before, not to mention 3, with different colors. And at least you got 2 French on the line and 1 American anagārikā. So we have many nationalities at Amaravati, about 24 nationalities. So that in itself is a great challenge. You understand when you have the Indian and the American and the Chinese and they all living together under the same roof, right? With very different customs and very different conditionings and different etiquette and so on. So that in itself is quite an eye-opening about any attachment to your own conditionings, to your own habits, social habits. Yeah.
आप अजान सुंदरा इंट्रोडक्शन टॉक के लिए आई हैं तो बता रही हैं कि वो यहाँ आके बहुत प्रसन्न है कि क्योंकि हम सब एक बहुत महत्वपूर्ण चीज में शेयर करते हैं आपस में भगवान बुद्ध के जो धर्म का रास्ता है उसमें हम सबका इंटरेस्ट है तो वो हमारे में एक बहुत अच्छा बॉन्ड है एक परिवार की तरह हम हैं जिन सब परिवार एक ही डायरेक्शन में देखते हैं और हमारा सबका उद्देश्य यही है कि जो अननेसेसरी सफरिंग होती है हमारी जो मानसिक रूप की जो परेशानी है उसको अंत करने की ओर हम अग्रसर हैं। तो कह रही थी कि जो अमरावती मोनास्ट्री में जहाँ से आप आई हैं वहाँ पे ओरिएंटेशन अलग जगह होती है, किचन वगैरह में होती है और उसका मुख्य उद्देश्य होता है बताना कि कौन कौन क्या क्या सेवा दे रहे हैं और यहाँ पे शायद ये और विभिन्न तरह से हो रहा है। तो कह रही कि आपने से शायद बुद्धिस्ट नन्स को पहली बार ही आप लोग देखे हैं, वो भी 3 जिनमें 2 फ्रांस की हैं, एक अमेरिका की अनागारिका है। तो बता रही थी कि अमरावती में 24 विभिन्न राष्ट्रीयताओं की नन्स रहती हैं और एक ही छत के नीचे काम करते हैं। तो पता चलता है कि किस तरह से हमारी विभिन्न तरह की कंडीशनिंग है, अलग अलग एटिकेट्स हैं, अलग अलग बिहेवियरल पैटर्न्स हैं। तो उनके प्रति अटैचमेंट स्वतः ही आपस में मिलजुल के रहने से अटैचमेंट स्वतः ही मालूम पड़ने लगती है और ड्रॉप हो जाती है, छूटने लगती है।
So many of you perhaps have never done a retreat of that kind, limited or you could say supported by precepts, Buddhist precepts, which is something I will give to those interested tonight. And in fact, I will give the 8 precepts after a little bit of discussion. It was decided that I give you the 8 precepts, and I can explain to you what the 5 precepts. We have 5 precepts, 8 precepts, 10 precepts, and so on and so on. And so you can take, those who want to take the 8 precepts can do, and the last 3 precepts, or the 8 precepts, those who want to take the 5 precepts, I will explain to you a little bit more what it is. Nothing that's so difficult. We probably are on 5 precepts anyway, many of us, without having to become a Buddhist. Who has never heard of this tradition before? The forest tradition of Thailand? Everybody has had some kind of connection. Oh, that's good. Never.
One person did.
Who was with the one person who never heard about the forest tradition in Thailand? You didn't. Okay. Okay. Would you like me to say something about that?
Yeah, that'll be good.
Yeah. So, the forest tradition is really that I know, which actually exists in other Theravada countries. It's a tradition which is focused on the practice of meditation and strict adherence to the Vinaya, to the monastic disciplines. In my tradition, it originates in northeast Thailand, which was really the backwater of Thailand until recently. In the last 20 years, there is an international airport and highways and all the rest of it, but in fact it was quite a poor area of Thailand. And within the group of people practicing there was a monk called Ajahn Mun, who had met another forest monk who was quite unknown, Lupo Sao. And they realized that the training they had got, they had been ordained, but the training they had got was not really adhering to the original Vinaya or monastic discipline. It was quite loose. In fact, the monks, from my knowledge of Thailand, had become more in that part of the world, like a little bit like the village shaman, where they looked after the sick, they worked in the field with the villagers, they took care to counsel people and to help the villagers. Nothing wrong with that, but that was not what the Buddha intended originally as a life of monks. So we don't need to judge or criticize any of this, but Ajahn Mun, who is very famous in Thailand, was the one who really revived the lifestyle as the monks were leading and following whilst the Buddha was alive. And it's a lifestyle which is founded, based on a very simple way of life, going on alms round, which means the monks didn't touch money, just like in the time of the Buddha. The Vinaya prevent the sangha, the ordained sangha, to handle money. Even though, with the circumstances of this modern world, many monks and nuns find themselves in situations where they handle money, not to be criticized or judged or anything. It's just very lucky that in the forest tradition, this is so part of the life itself that it kind of receives a lot of support for that. Even the nuns ourselves, the brown nuns called sīladhārā, we started from the very beginning with the same kind of strict discipline, rules of not handling money, which turns us, monks and nuns, into what is called alms mendicant.
आप बता रहे थे कि जो शील दिए जाते हैं, 8 शील होते हैं, 5 शील और 10 शील, तो उसके बारे में वो आगे हमें बताएंगे। जब सेशन शुरू होगा तो हम चूज कर सकते हैं कि हम 8 शील पे रहना चाहते हैं कि 5 शील पे रहना चाहते हैं, और उसका डिटेल अगले सत्र में बताएंगे जब फॉर्मली शिविर शुरू होगा। हम लोग में से बता रहे हैं कि अधिकतर लोग 5 शील तो समय पे पालन करते ही हैं। तो उन्होंने फिर पूछा कि क्या हम में से कोई ऐसे हैं जिन्होंने थाईलैंड के फॉरेस्ट ट्रेडिशन के बारे में नहीं सुना हो। तो शायद एक सज्जन ने कहा होगा। तो फिर उन्होंने कहा, तो संक्षेप में उसके बारे में बता रहे हैं कि फॉरेस्ट ट्रेडिशन जो है वो खासतौर पे जो ट्रेडिशन हम लोग यहाँ फॉलो कर रहे हैं वो नॉर्थ ईस्ट थाईलैंड में शुरू हुआ, जो कि वहाँ का एक बहुत गरीब इलाका था। और अभी पिछले 10-20 साल छोड़ दें तो उससे पहले तक बहुत ही एक तरह से बैक वाटर उसको कहते थे। और वहाँ पे 2 बहुत प्रसिद्ध भिक्षु हुए, अजान मन और लुंगपुर साओ, जो कि जिस तरह की ट्रेडिशनल ट्रेनिंग उस समय हो रही थी उससे उतने संतुष्ट नहीं थे। तो उन्हें लगा कि जो अभी उस समय तक मॉन्क्स जो थे वो गांव वालों की काफ़ी मदद करते थे, लेकिन जो एक गांव के जो प्रीस्ट टाइप के एक्टिविटीज़ में ज़्यादा हिस्सा लेते थे, गाँव वालों की फील्ड्स में भी काम करते थे, उसमें कोई बुराई नहीं है। लेकिन अजान मन को लगा कि भगवान बुद्ध का ये इंटेंशन नहीं था, तो उन्हें वही चीज़ वो रिवाइव करनी चाहिए जैसे भगवान बुद्ध के समय पे भिक्षु लोग रहते थे और वो भिक्षाटन के लिए जाया करते थे, कोई पैसा नहीं रखते थे और विनय का बहुत गंभीरता से पालन करते थे। तो आजकल के समय में भिक्षाटन पे जाना और कोई पैसा न रखना काफ़ी मुश्किल होता है और कई भिक्षुओं को करना पड़ता है सर्कमस्टांस के कारण। लेकिन हमारे जो थाई फॉरेस्ट ट्रेडिशन है जिसके आप प्रतिनिधि हैं, उसमें ये बहुत महत्वपूर्ण बात मानी जाती है कि हम भिक्षाटन पे ही रहेंगे और जो भिक्षा से मिलेगा उसी पे जीवन यापन करेंगे। और जितने भी जो भिक्षु लोग हैं या शीलधारा हैं, जैसे जो भिखनिया हैं वहाँ शीलधारा उनको कहा जाता है, तो उनके भी नियम बिल्कुल वैसे ही हैं जैसे भिक्षुओं के हैं और वो भिक्षाटन पे ही जीवन अर्जन करते हैं, कोई पैसा नहीं रखते अपने पास और जितने भी भगवान के बनाए हुए नियम हैं वो सब स्ट्रिक्टली फॉलो करते हैं।
So this tradition began sort of more visibly with Ajahn Mun in the end of the 1800, throughout 1800, maybe 70 or something like that, or around the end of 2 centuries ago, yeah. And is still alive and well. Ajahn Chah, in Thailand you have 2 groups. They have the Mahānikāya and the Dhammārāma. Dhammārāma was a revival of the old Mahānikāya. And Ajahn Chah is in a Mahānikāya group, and he's one of the most famous forest monks in Thailand. He passed away, I think, in 1992, yeah. And became very famous over his life, had a royal funeral. It was interesting for me that this tradition, this forest tradition, from what I heard from many different people, attracted the intelligentsia and people, the kind of the high society class of people in Thailand. They were some of my friends whose parents would be trudging through the jungle to go and see a forest monk they'd heard about, really in the middle of nowhere. That always amazed me, So they were really looking, they'd heard about the purity of this tradition, the commitment of the monks, and they were really inspired. Because at the time, maybe the religion in Thailand was not as clear, or maybe not as the monks would do many other things and meditation. There was a lot of aspect of the monastic lives that people felt maybe was missing in the kind of what the Buddha taught. So this tradition, quite extraordinarily, came to England. Quite amazing. When Ajahn Chah, there was an invitation from England, from the Buddhist, a Buddhist group in England called the English Sangha Trust. They invited Ajahn Sumedho It's a long story, but just to cut it short, the president of this trust was asked to go and ask permission. Ajahn Sumedho asked the president to ask Ajahn Chah the permission for him to come and continue his life as a monk in England. So what happened is Ajahn Chah came to England to visit the place, to find out whether it was suitable for monks to live in London, middle of London. It was a nice place. If any of you have been in London, you know Hampstead Heath is a very beautiful park. Hampstead itself is one of the most pleasant districts in London. So it was not too bad. But a little story, just a little aside, is that when somebody complained about the pub across the road and was making noise and so on, Ajahn Chah quite bluntly told them, "You are disturbing the noise." Why do you disturb the noise? So he was that kind of teacher, straight back at you, pointing to, do you know what you're doing? You know, they're making some noise, but you too are making some noise in your mind. Yeah. So out of this move to Thailand came the whole enormous kind of development of the 5 monasteries of Ajahn Chah in England. There's some in New Zealand, Switzerland, Portugal, Italy, Norway, America, several in America, New Zealand, Australia. It's quite extraordinary. Just on invitation, do you understand? Nobody was pushing forward to start a monastery. In fact, it's the other way around. We get invitation to come, but we realize we have to tell them we don't have anybody to go there to be a senior monk yet. You know, we can't start monastery without an experienced monk or nun knows what to do and how to sustain the practice with other people and so on. So sometimes it's difficult because not everybody will obtain their wishes, you know, obtain what they wish. So this is, of course, moving west, this forest tradition has had a number of changes. For one thing, we had to build everything from scratch. We had to start from nothing. I mean, not quite nothing. When the president of the English Sangha Trust went down, maybe I have to tell you a little story before I tell you the next one. Ajahn Chah had said to the monks in England, please continue the arms round tradition. We're going with your bowl, not asking, not begging, just receiving whatever people want to offer. You know, I think in India you have a little bit of that tradition. When I said, why do you have beggars, so many beggars? Somebody told me it's part of Indian tradition to help the rich to share their wealth with the poorer people. I don't know if it is true or not, but that's what I heard. You know. And then, so Ajahn Sumedho is known to have said, but how can we do this in England? Nobody is Buddhist there. Nobody's going to feed us. How is that going to work? So Ajahn Chah said, well, aren't there any kind people in England? And so Ajahn Sumedho just kept very quiet. He knows that with a response as it, you don't want to argue with your teacher. And went to England. And so what happened is that they used to go on alms round in Hampstead Heath, which is the most beautiful park in London, very gorgeous park, big, large, hilly and so on, and lakes and ponds and so on, very beautiful. And on their alms mendicant rounds each morning, they used to tell me they were spreading metta. You know, a part of one work, they would do walking meditation. They were kind of spreading metta in the space they were living around them, you know, as they were walking through the park. There were about 4 or 5 monks. And then one day they met a jogger. Many people jog in that park. They met a jogger, and again this jogger would say hello and so on. And then one day this jogger came to the Vihara in Hampstead to see them, got very friendly with them. At some point, he came back to them and said, you know, you are forest monk. And you know what? I've been given a forest in West Sussex and I don't know what to do with it. I'd like to give it to you. That's how it started. Right, the miracles of life. I'd like to give it to you. So the president was a good friend, kind of went straight away down to check out this offer. Interestingly enough, this forest did exist and was a beautiful old forest, English forest. And not very far, lo and behold, not very far from this forest was a big, big house on sale. Interesting, yeah? Big house on sale, like almost like a little mansion. I mean, sort of, it's a style of English architect, and I can't remember the word, the name exactly, but anyway, large house. And when he knocked at the door to see if he could buy it, the owner said, "I'm so sorry, you can't come in." He said, "Never mind, I buy it." Apparently when they came into this house, it was absolutely filled up to the wall, up to the ceiling, with newspaper, with bottle of beers, with all kind of things. It was really, it was an elderly couple living together in that haunted looking house. It looked a bit haunted, old. And externally, not too decrepit, but internally we had to redo many things, you know. So that's how Chithurst began, the first forest monastery in England. And strangely enough, 4 women turned up that summer. I was one of them. I just went to visit for one day. I was not planning to stay. And then 40 years later, I'm still part of this tradition. So people sometimes say, "How did you become a nun? Did you really say?" I say, "No, I never thought. I never wanted to be a nun particularly. But I was really interested in somebody teaching me the path." I realized, just from my own experience even, that I needed guidance to know how to walk the path skillfully, wisely, and correctly. Yeah? So Ajahn Sumedho was obviously a very wonderful teacher. And I said I had done a retreat with him for 10 days, and I had felt such a benefit from this retreat. It was so extraordinary, the cause and effect, just observing. This is amazing. Meditation is amazing. And I was a dancer all the time, so I was kind of moving around a lot, quite active. And I said, well, I felt the 10-day retreat really got me on the right path for at least 3 months. I said, if I do 3 months, it probably get me on the right path for the rest of my life. I'll be okay. I'll be set. Of course, after 3 months, life is such that it won't let you go until you walk the path that is meant for you in the way. I'm just saying this, not sure, but seem like you're guided somehow. And after 2 months, after I stayed there and I said, Ajahn Sumedho, if I want to stay in this place with you, I did a retreat badly, otherwise I won't survive. So I had another 10-day retreat in Scotland with Ajahn Sundara, who was always invited to India, by the way, but she couldn't come this year. And that's how I felt after a few months, there's nothing else to do. Now, I don't want anybody to ordain. I don't want any women to ordain. That's what my experience, and I'd kind of I had cleared the path, my conditions of life, my responsibility, my, my kind of bonds I had with people, or responsibility. This had been all clear. So I was relatively free. I didn't have any children, so that was really lovely. I just stayed there, and the joke is I never left. I went there for an afternoon and I never left. Of course I had to get my flat in a good place in London, but I came back easy. It was easy to leave this flat. So in this, the reason why I go on a little bit is because this tradition has women from the very beginning. And the four women were all so different, one from the other, you won't have believed. And I always make a joke, I don't know if I'm going to be on YouTube with that or not. Am I? No. Yeah? No? Really? Oh God. So maybe I don't tell you the story because, anyway, four people I would have wished I would never meet. Not even that I knew any of them, but just I was still very superficial in my judgment of people. If they looked nice and intelligent and friendly, I thought they were great. If they looked too pious and too hippie and too kind of thing, that was like, I don't want to know these people. Of course, I was polite enough not to say these things, but I felt them. Anyway, we ended up all in a tiny little cottage because one other adventure was that beside this big house was also just down the road, 5 minutes walk down the road, longer if you're older, was a little cottage on sale as well. Amazing, isn't it? And the forest was huge, but there was a part of this forest with a lake that I was not part of the forest had been given. So, you know what happened? The couple who owned part of this forest and the cottage, there was a little cottage on sale, seemed to, I went with Ajahn Sumedho to visit them for tea, English tea, and they seemed to absolutely love Ajahn Sumedho. They were very British, upper class, kind of traditional, old-fashioned upper class. One was a brigadier, and he was a painter, and the other one was his wife, who was wearing a little hat and little curly hair, like old ladies in the old days. Both of them were absolutely, delighted with Ajahn Sumedho. So they said to him, well, we give you a year to raise the money to get this cottage. The cottage was actually a fishing and a shooting school. And on the map, this cottage was on a place which was indicated as a beauty spot. So it wasn't just in the old places, a beauty spot. And it is very beautiful. Eventually, after 1 year, one of the sisters who were able to do that bought it. Nobody came forward to buy the cottage. But one of the nuns got it for the nuns. So that was very wonderful. Right? And from there, since then, you have a group nuns from the very beginning. And many women are so interested by the teaching of Ajahn Sumedho that it caught it was like fire, it was so, people were totally happy with the way the teaching was presented, with the lifestyle, such unusual life. You've never seen anything like that in England. When I came to Chithurst, I remember thinking, gosh, they really looked like they just come out of the jungle. Everything was quite rough, Everything looked haunted. It was a building site for 5 years, and at a certain time of the years, it would be from the cellar up to the top of the roof. It's an amazing place. We had to redo everything, including big stairs. And what was extraordinary is that it attracted men and women who was quite capable of helping and doing, and some monks, young monks, a lot of young people, of course, were all young in those days, will redo, a beautiful staircase. There wasn't a professional carpenter, but he was quite, he was, I had quite an artist, and had very good hands to do things. So he was able to do that with other monks, were able to redo all the shutters in the style of the house. Everything was done beautifully. So that's how the forest tradition began in England, with 4 women down in a little cottage, and there were about 5-6 monks. There were not many, and all of them. Now we say 10 years. It seemed like nothing. 10 years is like a beginning, but the senior monks, there were 4 years been a monk for 4 years. Ajahn Sumedho 10 years. So it's amazing that he took on board this enormous project. Because you know how Westerners are not easy to live with sometimes, not about Indians, but when we live together with no distraction and the precept which intensifies everything. If you want to know whether you're still angry, just make a little adhitthana not to be angry for a few days. Then you will see the demons of anger popping their head. Have you forgotten me? I'm still here. Sometimes people can't connect with this kind of mental state. So a lot of the training is putting all these monastics, in a situation where you're challenged. Challenged because you don't have your control anymore. You see, you can't buy things. You can, it's a choice. By the way, nobody is there because they're forced into this. It's a lifestyle that people really appreciate at some point. But many people have come and gone. You don't have to stay there. There's no life vows. Yeah, no life vows. Now I have to be careful what I say because I could say a lot more, but now I've got somebody recording what I say, and it's going to go everywhere. I feel a little bit tied down, you see. So I think that's, don't need to say more than that for now. It's been going on for a long time. But we have plenty of time to talk and to respond to questions and to address aspects of the Buddhist teaching that you feel confusing or, so that's what I'm here for. And I'm delighted to help in that way. Delighted to kind of support those people who practice the path.
आप बता रही थी कि जो फॉरेस्ट ट्रेडिशन था अजान मुन ने जो शुरू किया 19वीं शताब्दी के अंत में 1870 के आसपास से शुरू हुआ और उस समय थाईलैंड में 2 परंपराएं चल रही थी बुद्धिज्म की, एक महानिकाय, एक धम्मयुत। और अजान चा जो थे वो इन महानिकाय ट्रेडिशन के काफ़ी मशहूर प्रसिद्ध एक मॉन्क रहे जिनके बहुत फॉलोअर्स बहुत थी, फॉलोइंग बहुत बड़ी बनी और इस हद तक कि वहाँ के राजा भी उनका सम्मान करते थे और उनके जो अंत्येष्टि थी वो भी रॉयल फ्यूनरल की तरह हुई थी। इस फॉरेस्ट ट्रेडिशन की एक खास बात ये थी कि इसमें अधिकतर जो प्रबुद्ध नागरिक थे थाईलैंड के, पढ़े लिखे और बहुत हाई सोसाइटी के कहा जा सकता है, वो लोग इसकी तरफ अट्रैक्ट होते थे क्योंकि उनको ये बड़ा अजूबा लगता था कि जंगल के बीच में कोई भिक्षु कैसे रह रहे हैं और इतने समय से चुपचाप साधना कर रहे हैं। तो बताते हैं कि हमारे भी एक मित्र थे जो जंगलों में घूम भटकते भटकते उनको ढूंढने के निकल के जाते थे, तो बड़ा आश्चर्य होता था कि इस तरह से अभी भी लोग रह सकते हैं आजकल के ज़माने में। तो उनका मुख्य बात यही थी कि जैसे भगवान ने शिक्षा दी है हमें उसी तरह से चलना चाहिए। और फिर उन्होंने बताया किस तरह से ये ट्रेडिशन इंग्लैंड में आया कि अजान सुमेधो को वहाँ के इंग्लिश संघा ट्रस्ट ने इनवाइट किया था, तो उन्होंने उनसे कहा कि आप अजान चा के पास जाइए थाईलैंड में और उनकी परमिशन लेंगे तो तभी आगे बात बनेगी। तो इंग्लिश संघा ट्रस्ट के प्रेसिडेंट जो थे वह थाईलैंड आए और उन्होंने उनसे कहा, फिर अजान चा भी इंग्लैंड आए देखने के लिए कि कैसी परिस्थिति है और बता रही थी कि उनका ध्यान किस तरह से वो अटेंशन हमारा ड्रॉ करते थे साधना के प्रति। किसी भिक्षु ने कभी कहा होगा कि यहाँ तो बहुत शोर है, उन्होंने कहा कि शोर जो है वो तुमको नहीं परेशान कर रहा, तुम उसको परेशान कर रहे हो, ये बार बार सोच सोच के कि शोर हो रहा है। वो बताते हैं कि ऐसी परिस्थिति से शुरू होते हुए एक एक करके मोनास्ट्रीज बनती गई, इंग्लैंड में, स्विट्जरलैंड में, नॉर्वे में, फिर ऑस्ट्रेलिया में, फिर अमेरिका में। बहुत जो प्रयास इंग्लैंड से शुरू हुआ वो धीरे धीरे सारे विश्व में फैलता गया। और बता रही थी कि जो मोनास्ट्रीज बनाने की बात होती है उसमें ऐसा नहीं कि कोई कंपल्शन हमारी तरफ से होता है, हम कहते हैं कि मोनास्ट्री बनाओ, अभी तो लोग रिक्वेस्ट करते हैं कि आप आइए मोनास्ट्री बनाइए, और हमारी तरफ से डिले होती है क्योंकि हमारे पास कोई सीनियर भिक्षु नहीं है जो कि आके मोनास्ट्री को संभाल सके। तो ये सब एक स्वयंसेवी रूप से लोग करना चाहते हैं, बनाना चाहते हैं, और हमसे रिक्वेस्ट करते हैं, तो तभी हम वहाँ पे एक नई मोनास्ट्री सेटअप होती है। तो बता रही थी अजान चाह के इंग्लैंड आने के बारे में कि उन्होंने अजान सुमेधो से कहा था कि वहाँ पे जाते हुए भी आपको भिक्षाटन पे ही रहना है। तो उन्हें लगा कि अजान सुमेधो को लगा कि भाई वहाँ पे तो बुद्धिस्ट नहीं, तो भिक्षा कौन देगा, भोजन कैसे मिलेगा। तो अजान चाह ने, जैसे हमें मालूम है कि उनसे कहा कि क्या इंग्लैंड में दयालु लोग नहीं हैं। तो इस प्रश्न का उत्तर कोई उनके पास नहीं था कि नहीं कह सकते थे कि नहीं है। तो फिर वो इंग्लैंड चले गए और वहाँ पे भी बिल्कुल जिस तरह से थाईलैंड में भिक्षाटन पे ही रहते थे उसी तरह से विनय का पालन करते हुए वो रहते थे। तो वहाँ पे एक लंदन में एक पार्क में वो भिक्षाटन पे जाते थे और वहाँ पे मैत्री का अभ्यास भी करते थे। तो उसी कुछ समय बाद वहाँ पे एक जो जॉगिंग करते हैं सुबह वो मिला उनको, और उनको उनके बिहार भी गया जहाँ एम्स्टर्ड में कुछ समय के लिए, और काफ़ी उनसे इन्फ्लुएंस हुआ, फ्रेंडली हुआ अजान सुमेधो से। तो फिर बाद में कुछ समय बाद उसने कहा कि मेरे पास एक फॉरेस्ट है वेस्ट ससेक्स में, वो मैं संघ को देना चाहता हूँ, आप लोग उसका ख्याल ठीक से रखेंगे। तो फिर इंग्लिश संघ ट्रस्ट के जो अध्यक्ष थे वो वहाँ गए, देखा उन्होंने और देखा कि ये उपयुक्त स्थान है। वहाँ पे एक बहुत बड़ा इंग्लिश मैंशन भी था, मकान भी था बहुत बड़ा। हालांकि वो बाहर से ठीक था लेकिन अंदर से उसकी हालत ठीक नहीं थी। वो एक जैसे हॉन्टेड हो, भूत बंगला जैसा था। सारा घर भरा पड़ा था अखबारों से और बियर की बोतलों से। तो उस घर को उन्होंने फिर एक्वायर किया और वहाँ पे सारे घर को उसको इंटरनली दोबारा रीडू किया गया, सारा दोबारा बनाया गया। और ये स्थान बना चिथर्स्ट की जो पहली फॉरेस्ट मोनास्ट्री इंग्लैंड में बनी थी, और उसमें 5 मॉन्क थे और 4 नन्स थी। तो आप चारों में से एक अजान सुंदरा भी थी। वो बताती है कि मैं वहाँ सिर्फ एक दिन के लिए विजिट करने गई थी और अब 40 वर्ष हो गए हैं, मैं अभी वहीं हूँ। उन्होंने बताया कि उनका मोटिवेशन कैसे बढ़ा कि उन्होंने अजान सुमेधो के साथ एक 10 दिन की रिट्रीट की थी, और वो जिस तरह से वो सिखाते थे, जिस तरह से वो धर्म की बात, मार्ग पर चलने की बात समझाते थे, बहुत उससे इन्फ्लुएंस हुई। और फिर उन्होंने कहा कि हम 3 महीने और रहेंगे, और उसमें भी उनसे कहा गया कि और एक रिट्रीट होगी तो अच्छा रहेगा। तो फिर वो एक और 10 दिन की रिट्रीट जो अजान चंद्रश्री कर रही थी वो भी अटेंड की, और उससे उनका एंथुसियाज्म काफ़ी हुआ और समझ आया कि यही मार्ग मुझे फॉलो करना है। और फिर उन्होंने एक क्वेश्चन के रूप में कहा कि मैं यहाँ पे उपस्थित महिलाओं को ये नहीं कह रहे हैं कि आप सब लोग सन्यासी बने मेरे जैसे, क्योंकि मेरी कंडीशंस अलग थी, मेरी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी नहीं थी, उनकी बच्चे नहीं थे, तो इसलिए वो उनके लिए जाना संभव था काफ़ी। लेकिन उनका अपना अनुभव ये रहा है कि वो बहुत लाभान्वित हुई हैं इस ट्रेडिशन में फॉलो करने से। तो उस 4 महिलाएं वहाँ थी, उनके भी वो बताती हैं कि सब बिल्कुल अलग अलग भिन्न भिन्न उनके विचारधारा थी, भिन्न भिन्न वेशभूषा, भिन्न भिन्न तरीका, और उस साथ रहने के दौरान ही हमको काफ़ी सीखने को मिला। और वहाँ पे एक छोटी सी कॉटेज थी उसी चिथर्स्ट के पास ही, जो करीब 5-10 मिनट की दूरी पे थी, और उसके पास एक लेक भी थी। लेकिन वहाँ पे जो लोग रहते थे काफ़ी अपर मिडिल क्लास के लोग थे, ब्रिटिश के ओल्ड फैशन। एक ब्रिगेडियर थे, उनकी पत्नी थी, तो उन्होंने उनको एक बार अजान सुमेधो से मिलवाया, तो काफ़ी उससे इन्फ्लुएंस हुए। और जब बातचीत में बात बनी तो उन्होंने अजान सुमेधो को कहा कि आप 1 साल में पैसा इकट्ठा कर लीजिए, फिर हम आपको ये स्पॉट बेच देंगे। तो ऐसा संयोग बना कि 1 साल बाद एक जो वहाँ महिलाएं थी उनमें से एक नन ने वो स्पॉट खरीद लिया, और वही अब वहाँ पे जो भिक्षुणियाँ हैं उनके लिए, नन्स हैं, उनके लिए रहने का स्थान है। और जो सबसे बड़ी बात उनको वहाँ पे पसंद आई उस ट्रेडिशन की, कि जिस तरह से हमको शिक्षा दी जाती है समझाया जाता है किस तरह से जीवन में वो शिक्षा को उतारा जाए। और इसका उदाहरण के रूप में वो कहती हैं कि वो सारे जो बिल्डिंग्स थी, जो वहाँ पे काम करना था, वो सब हमने खुद ही किया। हालांकि हम में से कोई भी ट्रेंड ना मेसन था ना कारपेंटर था, लेकिन फिर भी हमने वो सब काम अपने आप समझ के सीख के किया, और जिससे कि गाइडेंस के कारण वो सारे काम जो है हमारे साधना का भाग बने। तो वो अपना अनुमोदन कर रही थी कि जो 5 भिक्षु आए थे, 6, उनमें से सिर्फ अजान सुमेधो 10 वर्ष से भिक्षु थे और बाकी सब 3-4 वर्ष के भिक्षु थे। और इतना बड़ा उन्होंने बीड़ा उठाया कि हम धर्म का बीज वहां डालेंगे, तो उनको बहुत मोद होता है कि ये इतना अच्छा काम हुआ और उसके कारण वो भी इससे लाभान्वित हो सकी। मुख्य के साथ रहने की जो बात है वही अपने में एक बहुत भारी शिक्षा का माध्यम बन जाता है, क्योंकि अगर हम एक अधिष्ठान करें कि हम कुछ दिन तक गुस्सा नहीं होंगे, तो जान सकते हैं कि कितना मुश्किल होता है। तो जब विभिन्न कंडीशनिंग की 4 महिलाएं साथ रह रही हो, तो उसके दौरान ही जो आपस में सामंजस्य बनाने में जो ट्रेनिंग होती है, उसी से काफी हमारी साधना पुष्ट होती है। और खासतौर पर ये क्योंकि हम तो भिक्षाटन पे ही रहना है, हमें किसी परिस्थिति पे कोई कंट्रोल नहीं है, हमारे पास पैसा नहीं है, और तो इन सब परिस्थितियों के रहते हुए भी हमने ऐसा लाइफस्टाइल चूज किया है ताकि वो लाइफस्टाइल ही हमको धर्म के मार्ग बढ़ने में मदद करता है। फिर वो कह रही थी कि अब काफी समय हो गया, तो अभी हमारा और काफी इंटरेक्शन होगा, जिसमें धर्म के बारे में चर्चा होगी, ट्रेडिशन के बारे में भी। और उन्होंने अपना प्रसन्नता व्यक्त की वो यहाँ आई हैं ताकि हमारे को जो धर्म के मार्ग पर चलने में सहायता कर सकें, हमारा सपोर्ट कर सकें साधना को सुदृढ़ बनाने में।
So it's nearly 6 o'clock. It's about 5 to 3 minutes to 6. So on the program I have, we're supposed to be doing evening chanting and meditation. So Pali, Hindi.
You can do today Pali English as to set the tone.
Who has never chanted the Pali chant of our tradition? If you put your hand up, it would be nice.
वो पूछ रही हैं कि हम अब उपस्थित लोगों में कोई हैं जिन्होंने अभी तक हमारी जो पाली चैंटिंग होती है उसको नहीं किया हो।
So you feel comfortable doing the Pali chant, huh? Okay. Now we have also the Hindi version, which I've never heard myself.
So we can do it in Pali.
Probably Pali. Okay. So what we do now, part of our traditional puja, we do a chant for about 10-15 minutes. Then we sit in meditation for about 40 minutes, 45 minutes. Then we close with another short chant. And then after that, you continue to spend the day as you wish. Some of you live here, some of you live nearby. So after that, I will just see some of you perhaps at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. People can come a little earlier, it will be open.
It's open.
Yeah, if people want to come a little earlier, you're very welcome to come and sit here. Yeah.
So we'll have the precepts tomorrow.
Good reminder. No, I think we can have it tonight.
Today, yeah.
How about that?
That'll be better.
Just in case you feel like going to the pub tonight. Joking. So, you have a chanting book in front of you?
Yeah.
Now, maybe there's a couple of more things which I want to point out. This retreat is a silent retreat, unless we have a question-answer session. Yes, can you all hear me? And there will be question-answer sessions. Also, try to be here on time as much as you can. Yeah. And if you want to talk to somebody, I'm happy you can come and talk to me. Yes, if you need to discuss something, yeah, I'm willing to. I can do that. Yeah. Silence, is that okay? Okay. Basically, not engaging in conversation, in discussion. You do that the rest of the year, don't you? So now it's a bit of, you are beginning to, or straight away, to renounce something that is not easy to be silent. But some of people here, including myself and the sisters, we've done this and we're silent for several months sometimes, right? Of course, if the house is on fire, please don't keep your vow of silence. Somebody is very sick or dying, don't keep your vow of silence. Go and look for somebody to help you. Yeah? So it's a wise silence. Yeah? It's called right speech as well. Wise right speech. You don't speak now, but when it's necessary, then you talk to somebody. So, the precepts are at the end of the book normally. Have you got your chanting book with the 5 precepts? Now some of you may have requested the precept formally, have you? Who knows how to do it? You know how to do it. So, Mr. Da, are you happy to do it for everybody?
Yeah, I know.
So this is an important request because, for a little story again, Brahma Sahampati, which is Brahma Chalo Kadipati Sahampati, okay, the Brahma God Sahampati, Lord of the world, not the Buddha, but Brahma. When the Buddha became enlightened, he had a sense that he realized the Buddha didn't think he would wanted to teach, overwhelmed by the sight of so many beings in this world, completely blinded by their attachment to sense pleasures. So Brahma Sahampati, as quickly as you can bend and open the forearm, this is a speed in Buddhist teaching that's expressed in that way, really quickly, came down, God knows where from, but he spoke to the Buddha, right? And said, please, for those who have little dust in their eyes, I beg you, please teach the Dhamma. I like to remind this story because, of course, if you may feel, in Buddhism there's no God, there's no this, there's no that. We don't have to be so kind of fundamentalist at that level, okay? Buddha, the Lord, this God, whoever he is, I have no idea, this God was really keen to invite the Buddha to teach. And I think I mentioned that because who knows, maybe we would never have had a Buddhist teaching. So, have some gratitude, something that we don't know anything about, but a feeling of gratitude for having received the teaching. And so this is a little request is done in that way. Brahma Chalo Kadipati Sahampati Katanjali Adivaramyachata Santida Satta Parajakajatika. They say to Dhammām Anukampimam Pajam. But I will let Mr. Da do it because he knows how to do it. And if you want to join, you can. But if you don't know it, better not to join. Otherwise, you give a hard time to Mr. Da to follow you. Okay.
ब्रह्माच लोकाधिपति सहम्पति कतंजलि अंधवरम अयाचत संतिद्ध सत्ता अपराजक जातिका देसेति धम्मम अनुकंपिमम भजम. So, hang on a second. That was for the talk I gave, okay? It comes at the end, never mind. The precept is a slightly different one, but it's always good to know that lovely little passage, isn't it?
We're still recovering from arriving in India, I think. So, the precept is here.
You're taking 3 refuges.
Hang on a second. There we are. Mayang Aye. So I'm Aye because I'm a sister. Okay.
So 158 we start requesting for 3 refugees.
Yeah. You say Maham. You can say for all of you, Mayam Aye, Tisaranina,
I'll do that.
and then Mayam, all of you together. Okay? You follow Mr. Da.
Mayam Bhante, Mayam Aye, Tisaranena Sah, Atta Silani Yachama, Dutiyam Appi, Mayam Aye, Tisaranena Sah, Atta Silani Yachama, Tatiyam Appi, Mayam Aye, Tisaranena Sah, Atta Silani Yachama.
Okay. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato. Sorry, you have to hold on there. You'll do it. I do it 3 times, and then you do it together 3 times. Eh? So I do. This is the second time for me. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
Buddhaṃ saranam gacchami.
Buddhaṃ saranam gacchami.
Dhammāṃ saranam gacchami.
Dhammāṃ saranam gacchami.
Sangham saranam gacchami.
Sangham saranam gacchami.
Dutiyampi buddhaṃ saranam gacchami.
Dutiyampi buddhaṃ saranam gacchami.
Dutiyampi dhammāṃ saranam gacchami.
Dutiyampi dhammāṃ saranam gacchami.
Dutiyampi sangham saranam gacchami.
Dutiyampi sangham saranam gacchami.
Tatiyampi buddhaṃ saranam gacchami.
Tatiyampi saddhaṃ saranam gacchami.
Tatiyampi dhammāṃ saranam gacchami.
Tatiyampi dhammāṃ saranam gacchami.
Tatiyampi sangham saranam gacchami.
Tatiyampi sangham saranam gacchami.
Tisaranagamana nitvitam.
Amaye.
Panatipata veratmani sikkhapadam samadhiyami.
Panatipata veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami.
I undertake the precept to refrain from taking the life of any living creatures.
I undertake the precept to take the life of any living creatures.
Adina dana veratmani sikkhapadam samadhiyami.
Adinādana veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami.
I undertake the precept to refrain from taking that which is not given.
I undertake the precept to take that which is not given.
Abrahmacharya veratmani sikkhapadam samadhiyami.
Brahmacharya veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami.
I undertake the precept to refrain from any intentional sexual activity.
I undertake the precept to refrain from any intentional sexual activity.
Musawada veratmani sikkhapadam samadhiyami.
Musawada veramani Sikkhapadam samadhiyami.
I undertake the precept to refrain from lying.
I undertake the precept to refrain from lying.
Sura meraya majapamadatana veratmani sikkhapadam samadhiyami.
Sura miraya majja pamadatta veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami.
I undertake the precept to refrain from consuming intoxicating drink and drugs which leads to carelessness.
I undertake the precept to refrain from consuming drugs which lead to carelessness.
Vikala bhojana veratmani sikkhapadam samadhiyami.
Vikala bhojana veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami.
I undertake the precept to refrain from eating at inappropriate time.
I undertake the precept to refrain from eating at inappropriate times.
Najagita vadita visukadasana malaganda vilepana dharana mandana vibhusanatana veratmani sikkhapadam samadhiyami.
Najagita vadita visukadasana malaganda vilepana dharana mandana vibhusanatana veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami.
I undertake the precept to refrain from entertainment, beautification and adornment.
I undertake the precept to refrain from entertainment, beautification and adornment.
Ujja sayana maha sayana veratmani sikkhapadam samadhiyami.
Jasayana mahasayana veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami.
I undertake the precept to refrain from lying on a high or luxurious sleeping place.
I undertake the precept to refrain from lying on a high or luxurious sleeping place.
Imani atta sikkhapadani samadhiyami.
Imani atta sikkhapadani samadhiyami. Imani atta sikkhapadani samadhiyami. Imani pancha sikkhapadani samadhiyami.
Imani atta sikkhapadani silena sugatinyanti silena boga sampada silena nibhutinyanti tasma silam visuttaye. So now you have all the support you need to not be too distracted. Use these precepts in a wise way. They're not to torture you. They're simply to simplify your life, and that can help to see more clearly the mind. These are just a set of 8 intentions. Yes? And they are powerful intentions, aren't they? To refrain from harming any creatures, to refrain from stealing, to refrain from all this kind of thing. So this is very powerful intention, which is quite a blessing if one starts looking at the deeper level of those precepts. It helps your mind to refrain, to not entertain, malevolent thoughts, intention, to refrain from harming any living creatures. Very often for me, guided by Ajahn Sumedho, used to say, none of us are steal or kill anybody, or, we're not, we haven't been in prison for terrible act of violence and so on. But what you notice after a while, quite early on in my practice, I began to see more clearly the inner violence towards ourselves, toward our mind. How much we can dislike ourselves to the point of making our heart and mind and body quite miserable. The inner violence towards whatever arises in our mind that we don't like. Fortunately, the Buddha comes to our rescue with his teaching, is that whether you like or you don't like, it's neither you, it's changing, and it's empty. It's a kind of relief, isn't it? But you don't believe in these things, you have to realize them yourself to really establish a foundation of peace in your heart, It's experience that brings peace. It's realization through experience that brings you the confidence to know what you have, the teaching, deeply. So, do you have any question before we go on into the chanting?
Should I just translate?
Oh yeah, please. Sorry.
अजान हमें बता रहे हैं कि ये जो हमने शील लिए हैं इनको समझदारी से इस्तेमाल करना चाहिए। ये हमारे को टॉर्चर करने के लिए नहीं है। ये एक आर्ट हमारे अच्छे इंटेंशन है, एक शुभ हमारा संकल्प है जो कि हमको गलत काम करने से बचाता है और हमारे के लिए सुख ही देता है। हमको ये हमको हमारे मन को एक तरह से हम इस तरह का संकल्प लेते हैं कि हम कोई भी ऐसे विचार नहीं लाएंगे जिससे कि दूसरे का नुकसान हो और अपना भी नुकसान हो। तो हम यहाँ किसी वो बताती हैं कि आजान सुमेधो में बताया करते थे कि भिक्षुओं और भिक्षुणियों को कि हम वहाँ कोई वायलेंट एक्ट करने नहीं है, लेकिन एक कुछ इनर वायलेंस अपने भीतर हम एक तरह से वायलेंस अपने प्रति करते रहते हैं और अपने जो लाइक्स और डिसलाइक्स हैं, जो हमारे राग द्वेष हैं, उनके प्रति हमको उनको अपना मान के अपने प्रति एक नेगेटिव फीलिंग बनाए रखते हैं जो कि एक तरह की हिंसा ही होती है। तो भगवान बुद्ध हमको समझाते हैं कि ये जो हमारे जिसको हम कहते हैं कि मेरे लाइक्स हैं, मेरी डिसलाइक्स हैं, राग द्वेष हैं, वो हमारे नहीं है, वो देयर आर एम्प्टी। तो वो एक फाउंडेशन बनती है कि उस आधार पे, उस समझ के आधार पे कि हमारा चित्त शांत रह सके। तो ये सारे शील जो है उस उद्देश्य से हम लेते हैं।
Thank you, Mr. Daha. Now we can do the evening chanting, and this evening chanting is on page 15. 16. Let's start on page 16. Yeah. So, everybody has this book. If you don't know the chanting, you can just listen to it at first, maybe just to get more familiarized with the tone and so on. So it's a good training just to listen sometimes. So, it over at the front. When I finish this, can you light the candles? Okay. So Sister Kitinyani is going to light the candles. This is what we do, and sometimes we also have incense, but you don't seem to have incense here, and that's fine. And then we do the chanting after that. Okay.
And we have the incense also kept there.
You have some sense? Oh yeah, okay. So Sister Kitinyani can offer the incense. And maybe you can put the dishes on the right there. Don't put it in my nose, I'll be in trouble. In fact, maybe for tonight we don't have to do it, yeah. So when we do this offering, we have the hands in Anjali like this. We can bow. So you can see the Pali page it's on the left. We follow the Pali today. Okay. Yoso bhagava araham samma sambuddho sawakatu yena bhagavata dhammo supatipanno yasa bhagavato sāvaka sangho Dhammayam bhagavantam sadhammam sasangham himehi sakare yataraha arobitehi abhipujayama sadhuru bhante bhagava suchirapalini bhutopi Pachima janata dukam pamanasa hime sakare dugatapana karabhute patiganhatu amhakandi garata hitaya sukaya araham samma sambuddho bhagava Buddham Bhagavantam Abhivasemi. Sawakato Bhagavata Dhammo Dhammam Namasami Supatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho sangha namami Handamayam buddhassa bhagavato pubhavagyanamakaram karumase Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sambuddhassa Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa Hamdamayam buddha nusatinayam karumase Tankopana bhagavanta evam kalayanu kitisato abhogato itipiso bhagava araham samma sambuddho Vijacharana sampanno sugato lokavidu Anuttaro purisa dhamma sarati sata deva manusana buddho bhagavati Handamayam buddha giting karumase Buddha varanta valata diguna biyuto Sudha vinyanya katagatato bodhesiyo sujanata kamala vasuro Vandamaham tamaranam sirasa jinedam Buddho yosa bapaninam saranam kemamuttamam Patamanussatitanam vandamitam sirenaha Buddhassa samidha siva buddho me samikisaro Buddho dukkha sagata chavigata chahita same Buddha sahaniya Chita Vandam Tiham Shari Samid Buddhase Vasubti Me Saranam Manyam Buddho Me Saranam Varam Etena Sachavajena Vadayam Satu Sasane Buddham Evam Sammepiyam taraya me mahisum tasate drasa. Hamdamayam dhammanusatinayam karumase swakato bhagavata dhammo santitiko akariko heipasiko opanayiko bachatam vedita buinyuhiti Hamdamayam dhamma bigiting karumase swakatata digunayo kawase naseyo yo gapakapatiyati vimukhavedo dhammo kulo kapatana tatadharidari Vandamaham tamaharam varatam mametam Dhammo yosa babaninam saranam kemamuttamam Dutiyanu satitanam vandamitam sirenaham Dhamma sa samida siva dhammo me samiki saro Dhammo dukkha sagata chavigata chahita same Dhamma sahaniya demi sariran chivitam chitam Vandamtiham sharisamisman sudhammatan nati me saranam manyam dhammo me saranam varam etena sachavajena vadayam satu sasane Dhammam evam dhammaneyayam punya pasutamida Sambepiyantaraya me mahisum tasate drasa. Hamtamaya sangha nusatinayam karumase Swadipano bhagavato sāvaka sangho Ujupatipano bhagavato sāvaka sangho Nyayapatipano bhagavato sāvaka sangho Samichipatipano bhagavato sāvaka sangho Yadidam chatari purisayukaniya tapurisa pugala Hesa bhagavato sāvaka sangho Ahuneyo pahuneyo da Hineyo Anjali Karaniyo Anuttaram punya ketam lokasati Habdamaya sangha bigiting karumase Sadhammajo supatipati guna biyuto Yota bido ariyapu gana sangha seto Tila di dhamma pavara sayaka yachito Wanda maham tamariyana ganam susudam Sangho yosa bapaninam saranam ke mamutamam Tatyanu satitanam vanda mitam sirenaham Sangha sahasamida siva sangho mesa mikisaro Sangho dukkha sagata chavigata chahita same Sangha sahaniya demi sariranchi vitanchitam Vandanti ham chari sami sangha so patipadatam Nati me saranam manyam sangho me saranam varam Etena sachavajena vadaya sadhu sasane Sangham me vandamane yayam punyam pasutamida Samme piyantaraya me mahe sumta satejasa. So we can finish with a little metta chant, a small one. On page 33. Actually, no, we do it in Pali. In Pali. Hamdamaya metta paranam karumase Aham sukito homi Niduko homi Havedo homi Habaya kaju homi Adigo homi Sukiyatanam pariharami Sabbe satta sukita hontu Sabbe satta avera hontu Sabbe satta aniga hontu Sabbe satta aniga hontu Sabbe satta sukhiyatanam pariharantu Sabbe satta sabbadukha pamuchantu Sabbe satta radha sampatito mavigachantu Sabbe satta kamma saka kamma dayada kamma yoni kamma bandhu kamma pati saranam Yang kamam kari santi kayam nawa papakam wa dasadhaya dhawa santi. So, we have a little bit of time until 7 o'clock to sit quietly. So sit comfortably on your cushion. Actually, maybe I should be silent because I don't want Mr. Da to translate. Okay, we can just sit quietly for about 25 minutes. Yeah.